Today's segment is about surprising facts about siblings that we may not have known. Over these and I don't agree with a lot of them, but that's okay. We're going to talk about it.
Alrighty.
So the first fact, now this comes from people from like universities.
Okay, it's like a study.
Yeah, they've done studies.
Okay.
Psychology.
You're taking for granted that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's true. But they've done a lot of studies on siblings and stuff.
I would like to know how many of them really have siblings that wrote this stuff.
Well, I don't think that's the whole thing is they're
They
studying
study
family dynamics.
Yeah.
And their siblings. So the first one was studies have found younger siblings can be funnier and live longer.
Are you going to live longer?
Probably not. Because I don't think I'm funny. And now Randy, he's
funny.
He's the youngest one.
Yeah.
And
He
he's
is
pretty
the
funny.
baby.
Yeah.
He is funny.
Yeah. We were talking about a couple of things, and we were cracking each other up the other day. It's like he likes humor. He tries to find humor and stuff.
Right, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, with this study,
Okay.
He could outlive us all.
he'll probably outlive us all.
Yeah.
Because he's, they say they live longer.
Okay.
But
why?
He thinks because I think if they're, well, I'm not necessarily true, guess, because a lot of comedians commit suicide. So
No, I don't want to go there.
no, but if they're funny, they have a good sense of humor. They have a lighter attitude about things.
Well, I heard
So
the younger siblings are better at what they do because they've learned from the older siblings' mistakes. Ooh, I'm not going to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But most of the times, the younger siblings are also spoiled. Like the baby's always spoiled.
Yeah.
They're just spoiled.
Yeah.
So, and they have to deal with all the older siblings. So they, I don't know. That's interesting though.
I don't think
Randy
Nicole
is
would
funny.
think she's spoiled at all.
No, but she's got a good sense of humor.
She would always
both the
tell me,
kids do.
Chris ruined everything for me. Because he was a tough kid. And so
Right.
Well,
she would go,
Melanie. Melly's the funniest one of the
she's
three.
funny.
and Nicole does have a lighter.
She's like Rhonda. She has this surprise.
Yeah, she has
When she's talking, it comes
she's
out.
not as
Yeah.
serious
Right.
a person.
Right.
Being the baby of the family, she's a little bit lighter about life.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that would be true then.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
All right. The second one was people tend to form relationships with partners who are of the same birth order as they are.
No.
I don't think that's true.
No.
Well, you married the oldest boy in the family, right?
The oldest boy, but the fourth child.
Okay, so it says if you're the middle child, you could be more likely to marry a middle child.
Okay.
Well, when there's 13 of them, who's
Yeah,
in the
there
middle?
is. Who's in the middle?
He's not the oldest. He's not the middle.
Right.
He's the oldest boy,
Right.
but he has 3 older sisters.
Right. Well, I married the oldest in the family. And you married the
He
oldest.
was the middle. No,
Oh, he was?
He was
Really?
dead center. Dead center of 9.
Oh.
So there were sections: 3 girls, 3 boys, 3 girls. He was dead center of the boys.
Now, Christopher,
So you're
family.
sort of in the middle because you're the second. So
Christopher
No,
did marry.
yeah, second, third, and fourth, and fifth, right? And then you got
The
6.
middle is not the second child of
It's
6.
in the middle of the first and the last. So if you think about it, say Why not?
The middle is the middle, not.
I'm in the middle. I'm the oldest, so this is not true.
Family, you are not in the middle.
No.
In our family, I'm the middle girl. Terry was the middle boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
You're one of the babies.
So that's wrong.
Now, with my kids, of course, Nicole married an only child. So he was
Yeah.
not only the oldest, he was the baby.
Right, that's true.
But Chris married another firstborn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
It just depends.
I guess, but these are studies that they've done.
how many people did they study?
I don't know. You have to read. I do have some links. This one came from Journal of Individual Psychology.
Okay.
All right, so the next one is, in one small study, men with older sisters were more likely to talk and flirt with women.
What?
Men with older sisters
Okay.
were more likely to talk and flirt with women.
I think
Who knows?
men in a family of sisters,
They've had
like the guy told us, like the cook told us today. You know, I got how many daughters?
four girls.
I got 4 daughters. I understand.
Yeah.
You know, because we were cracking jokes and stuff.
Right.
He knows girls
He
are
knows-
silly.
he knows
girls
sassy,
are
he said.
silly.
He
Yeah,
knows
he said
sassy.
sassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him, I said, you got a whole lot of sassy going on
I
there. When he
think-
said he had 4 girls, he says, I do.
I think because they've had to deal with women, they know how to talk to them.
Yes, and that's what he said.
In the
That's what that
household.
guy said too.
I think that's true.
So when you're around
Just
women
when
all
you're
the time,
just when you're born with sisters.
Right.
I'm not sure it has anything to do with if you have older sisters or not.
it's just
If you-
sisters.
if
you're
you
a
grow
bunch
up
of
with
sisters.
Well, the study was men with older sisters. For more than,
I just think
and I think it's
if you
because
grow up in a family
What
that
does that
has
got to do with
sisters.
flirting? Does that mean he has to flutter his eyes to get his older sister to do something for him? Like,
I don't know. Randy was a big flirt, and he had older sisters, so he had to learn it somehow. I don't know. I don't know.
Where'd you get it from, Randy?
Yeah. I don't know. Good question.
yeah.
Mm.
All right. Another study found that having an older sibling was linked to better mental health than having a younger sibling. Okay.
That's why me and Rhonda are like the way we are.
So I'm better off.
You're better off. You just don't realize it.
Ay.
Interesting.
Yeah, very.
So my mental health is much better than yours, according to the study. Social science.
I don't
and
know.
medicine. That's where it came from.
Do
Social
what?
science and medicine. That's where it came from.
We'll take it.
I don't care.
That's funny.
So many families are different, and I don't know where they got that from, but
From
I
social science
do
and
know.
medicine.
I do know. I have been watching the difference in families that have like a ton of siblings,
right.
and the families that are smaller, and the families that the one that's the only child. Those are the ones that are different. Those families all have this. The larger families all behave in the same way, and I don't care how much money they got. I guess because there's competition amongst all the
Right.
siblings.
That's
I
true.
don't know,
That's
but
true.
they have their own way of thinking, and then the smaller families, they're kind of like average, I guess. And then the only child usually acts,
Like an only child.
yeah, princess syndrome
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
it is interesting. Okay.
And we're going to talk about what we have here.
Siblings,
Oh, how
sisters.
pretty.
We have this mug in our Printify shop. And it says, I love that you're my sister.
Yes. And there's other things with
And
that,
we
honey.
have other things in our shop that you need to go there because we have jewelry and we have mugs and we have wine tumblers. We
Yes.
also have
What I like about this,
totes.
Yes.
this is black and white. I like the black inside.
Inside.
We
And-
also have one that's red.
Yeah.
And has
I
the
like
red
that
handle.
contrast.
It's a very nicely made mug.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
nice.
link is in the description.
It's
It's
11
a
ounces.
nice size. It's not too big.
Yes.
Right. I think
And
it's
not
11
small.
Right. It's about 11
So-
ounces. And,
That's nice. That's very nice.
And it's well made. So head on over to our print advice shop.
Yes.
We'll have a link below for you to check it out. Next fact is, if an older sibling is on the autism spectrum, a younger sibling can be at higher risk from developing autism too.
Oh, yeah, because
Well, you would
whatever
think.
the reason, right?
Yeah. There's a
I mean, I don't think
There's
that's
stuff-
necessarily true, but if you have a child that has autism and then you have other children, you would be worried about it.
right. So I know a family that has a set of twins.
Okay.
One was autistic and the other one wasn't.
Oh, a twin.
And then they had two other children and they were not autistic. It was
Okay.
just one.
Just one.
Okay.
And they were told that the child, after, I guess it started growing, because you don't know a child, I guess, has autism until they're older.
Right.
Well, it
Right.
depends.
Most of the time.
Yeah, because there's different.
Because they show different, you know.
Right.
So this particular, well, this is the Pete story, Robinson Pete.
Oh, I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
You
Yeah.
know, and I watched their show, and it was really interesting because they were showing how, you know, the doctors just didn't give him any hope. He was never going to talk, and he was never
Exactly.
going to do anything. And of course, it was devastating for them. But they showed him. I mean, the kid, you can tell he's a good-looking kid, and but just watching him talk to people and stuff, he's different. But they did everything they could do for him, and
I'm sure they
he's an adult now.
did some research on their own.
Yeah, they did, and they've done a lot of stuff. Started some kind of a housing project or something
Yeah.
for kids with autism that are live on their own, you know.
Yeah.
And but I think, you know, my personal opinion is, and I've, you know, read some things, that autism really just started surfacing after the 80s, like in a lot of autistic kids.
Surge. Yeah.
And some say it's because of the vaccines. They get so many vaccines.
Yeah.
They get a lot.
So that's kind of, you know,
It's all being
interesting.
studied, and it's all coming.
Since we were rudely interrupted by our camera taking off by itself. So we were talking about autism spectrum and the younger
Yes.
sibling
Yes.
at a higher risk for developing it.
Yes, but I don't know.
I'm not sure that, I mean, if
Higher risk only because of
what
Because
they
you
see,
have something
the
in the
reason
family.
the first one has the autism in the first
Well,
place.
I would think that would go with like anything, you know, any type of disorder that shows up in an older child. Wouldn't that make the younger siblings more likely to have the same disorder or a chance of it? I mean, I don't know why they're picking on autism, but
well, because it's one of the facts that they're talking about, you know,
With
with
siblings.
siblings. And
Like Rhonda said, that would be with anything.
yeah, but
Anything that's
autism
genetic too.
isn't there. I mean, there are families that all the kids have, you know, end up with autism for whatever reason.
Yeah,
They're susceptible to, you know, outside,
whatever's.
you know, like the vaccines, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not anti-vaccine, but I
Yeah.
do believe that some of this stuff has made, you know, not a good difference.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a surge.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So,
whatever that is.
You know, it's like we got measles and mumps,
Yeah.
and we didn't have the chicken pox
We got the
vaccine.
polio vaccine.
Yeah, polio, and I mean some of the stuff, measles and chicken pox. You know, most people get through those. You know, I had the mumps, I had chicken
Depends,
pox.
yeah.
I didn't have the measles. You had.
I
the
think I had
measles.
all of it.
But there's, you know, like the polio. That's a big deal. I think
Polio's a
polio
big
is
deal.
That, yeah.
That's a big deal.
But
the
look how long
childhood-
they did to study for that. In the
Yes,
same
that's
way
true.
with
Right.
autism, it's still in study. Everything's in study,
Yes.
and they're finding out more and more
Right.
and more.
Right.
And as long as they keep finding out more and more and more, so
They're not going to stop the vaccines. There's too much money in vaccines.
Yeah, well.
So they're not going to stop them. And they're just going to come up with more and more vaccines. But at what expense?
Well, as long as you can opt out,
Yeah.
you're okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they won't make you get them.
Yeah.
So, okay. Older sibling tends to have a slightly higher IQ than the younger brothers and sisters.
I don't know. Ricky's pretty smart.
I tend to disagree with that.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
I've never. How do you test for an IQ?
There's a
You
test.
don't do it when you're old. That's for sure.
There's tests for IQ. They have IQ tests.
They do.
Yes.
We need to do one.
Well, don't they do that when you're in school?
I don't
Mom had one done.
In college.
No, she was in school and she had gone to the office or something. This is what she told me. She'd gone to the office and her information was out on the desk and she saw it and she saw the whatever the number was
Okay.
and she wanted to know what that was. It was 128,
No, it was high.
130,
140.
140, and the principal, whomever it was, said you're not supposed to see that. And it's like, why?
Yeah, but how did they test you? Did they tell you?
It wasn't as high as he thought it
I was one of them kids. You know the testing, fill in the dots?
Yeah.
Oh, you like to do that?
No, I did not like to do
Oh,
that.
you didn't like to do it.
So I did. You know how these shows that they have where the kids like just guess? They don't even read. They just.
Yes.
I was one of them.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I didn't want to do it.
Oh, I can't.
But you were made to do it.
Right.
So I just did the A on this
Now,
one, B
the
on this
test
one,
that
C.
my kids took, it didn't give them a number value.
Right.
It said where they were school-wise.
Right.
Like
First,
if
second,
they were
third,
in
fourth.
second grade
Right.
and they tested all subjects second
Right.
grade, then they tested
Right.
for second grade.
Right.
If they were in second grade and took the test, maybe they tested for fourth grade, which told them they're pretty smart.
Yeah.
But I never knew of a test, they didn't tell me about it,
Plus-
where they gave them a number score.
Plus, whatever test it was,
Have you never taken one of those stupid
you
tests on the
had
phone?
to sit there until it was done.
Right.
And
Mhm.
I didn't want to do it.
Right.
And I didn't care what it came out.
Right.
But they had a show that the kid did the same thing every other or whatever. And he come out to be a genius when he wasn't a genius. And they had him go higher up and he wasn't. He was just answering
'Cause he
without
doesn't-
reading the questions.
Because he didn't care.
They did an IQ test. That's what they told me later. I would bring her every day, because she was young. I would bring her, and they had this book, and they were asking her different questions and stuff. And then they'd go, okay, we're done for the day. Then I'd bring her back another day. They'd do some more. They were done for the day. And I'm thinking, what are they doing? And they did this, I don't know how long that lasted, and then they go, okay, we're done testing her.
Yeah.
She's
She told
not
me that.
done, but she's already tested higher than anybody for her age.
Wow.
Okay, Mom, what?
So,
I was just going to say that a testament to small schools.
Yeah.
Lloyd and I, in the 8th grade, changed schools,
Changed schools.
and they tested us, and we were 11th grade.
And what
Yeah.
grade were you in at that point?
8th grade.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Smaller. You're gonna do better. It's like when I laid up when I broke my leg.
It's like individual. When you're in
That
a
is
small
exactly
school,
right.
it's like you're
It's
an individual.
You do
Yeah.
better. It's like I was.
That's true.
It is
Because-
because you get one-on-one attention.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know if this is true or not, but yeah, Ricky's pretty
Smart.
bright.
Yeah, he is.
I
I don't know if I'm bright or not. Y'all think I'm
but
dumb.
I've taken this. You're not dumb. You're irritating. But I've taken this.
I'm offended.
Oh well.
It's not news.
Not news. And the rest of us agree with it. So anyway, I've taken the IQ test.
I want to I think I'm so smart.
I'd be afraid it would tell me I know nothing.
Well, I'm glad it didn't say that was stupid. Because, that would have really
It didn't go.
It would hurt my feelings.
You
I'm good.
you did.
I'm good at being normal.
At this age, I don't really care.
I get it. Okay, last one. A large study of British families found that in families with 4 kids, younger siblings tended to be about an inch shorter than average.
What?
The youngest child had to be the biggest height difference. Okay.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
So all the height went to the oldest? All the brains, all the height?
Everything. He went to the good hair.
You whittled down from there?
Younger siblings tended to be about an inch shorter than average, and the youngest child had to be the biggest height difference. So, the youngest child, okay. Well, let's do it this way.
I don't trust you with a low IQ score.
I am the shortest. I'm the shortest in our family.
But you're not the youngest.
No, I'm the 5th, but I'm the youngest girl, and I'm the shortest of the girls.
But Randy's tall.
Yes, that didn't make sense.
No.
He was he's a, what do they call him? I don't know. He's a misfit.
Anomaly.
I told you I was normal.
I can't think of those big words. You told me that one time.
Right. That I can't think of that
You
word.
got that J and them use all these big words and you don't understand what they're saying.
I know.
You know what I do when people start spitting out words that I have no idea? I'm like, speak English.
I remember Jay we were at Song of Grace, and he was saying these big technical words.
Yeah.
And
Don't do that
so
to
later
me.
I said, who do you think you are talking to? We're just plain people. We just want
we don't know all these big words.
Speak English. Jay, speak
He
English.
went next Sunday and he said, Kelly told me that blah, 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 that I said,
And then everybody clapped.
that I'm using big words and y'all don't understand them.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it was mainly me that didn't understand it.
Yeah,
But
but-
if it was me, then most people probably wouldn't understand it. And you have to explain yourself.
Because you're
Well,
normal.
nobody. Because you're his wife, you can say
Yeah.
things.
Oh, don't worry.
Nobody else is going to say things.
On the ride home, he got an hour-long lecture about stuff. No, I'm joking. Not really. But I did tell him stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, because if I don't understand it, there's probably somebody else that doesn't
Right,
understand it.
right.
Anyway, it is what it is.
But you know,
Okay.
when you're like the doctors, they speak doctor.
Right. It's like,
Well, the
layman.
patients did
Don't
not go to
know.
medical school.
Exactly.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if
I
you
even tell the doctor that one time.
if you have a
So I don't understand what
doctor
you're talking about.
that is not thinking about the patient,
Right.
then they're just going to speak doctor, and you have this deer in the headlight look.
For real.
Okay.
But I have a good doctor, and
That-
most of my doctors, put it down to where I can understand it, and that's a good thing.
Because you're normal.
right?
I don't
I
know.
didn't go
You
to
haven't been
medical school.
tested yet.
Oh, and we will never.
Hers will say, well, you were smart when you were younger, but now we need a discussion.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Welcome
Well, that
to the funny farm.
That was kind of an interesting little thing. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed our little talk about siblings and our thoughts about it. And next time,
We got a lot of thoughts on siblings
do.
because we got a lot of
Next
siblings.
time
Next
on
time,
Sassy
Sassy
Sisters
Sisters
Say
Say
So,
Rhonda,
We're going
what's
to
the
be
topic?
discussing the advantages and disadvantages of growing old.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes.
So you may want to
Stay tuned for the
stay
next
tuned.
episode.
Don't forget to subscribe to
Yes,
our channel
please.
and hit that bell so it
Yeah.
will notify you when
Exactly.
we have new videos, because we have new videos coming out weekly.
Yes. Why is she looking at me? So hang in there with us and keep it sassy.